Welcome back, researchers, and to another episode of Buy or Buy. If it's your first time here, my name's Adriana, and this channel is dedicated to sharing all the lessons I've learned and am learning as a new real estate investor. Today, we'll take a closer look at Grand Central Mimico, which just launched, and there's a lot of hype around this project. So let's get to it. This project is in the Mimico neighborhood in Toronto's West End and has seen explosive population growth from all the condos in the Humber Bay Shores area. Between 2011 and 2016, the population in the Mimico neighborhood grew by 28%. Which is very high in comparison to the City of Toronto's average of 4.5% within the same period. This definitely tells you that it's a very desirable place to live. There's a heightened sense of excitement for this project because it's going to be the first transit-oriented development partnership, or TOD for short, with Metrolinx that's coming to life. We can go into a bit more detail about this later. In terms of the actual structure, this launch is for the North Tower and for the Central Tower, which we see here. The North building is 12 stories and the Central building is 24 stories. There's also a third tower in the same complex that's presumably going to be called the South building when it launches, that's going to be 39 stories. Okay, time to go through the research checklist. Elevators. Is there a ratio of 1 elevator per 10 floors or better? Yes. In the North building, there's going to be 2 elevators to service 12 floors, and in the Central building, there's going to be 3 elevators to service 24 floors. We can check this box. Pool. As you know, my preference is for there to be no pool, so we can check this box because there's no pool planned for the shared amenity space. Remember, in addition to the lifetime maintenance costs, pools also have an operational cost attached to them. Specifically, to maintain the pool's water temperature and the relative humidity around the pool so that you don't get that chill after a swim requires energy. This project has caused a lot of hype and attracted a lot of attention because it's the first TOD partnership with Metrolinx that's coming to life. What this means is that there is a deal between the developer and Metrolinx to enhance, improve, and enlarge the GO Station that's paid for by both parties. From the site, the station is just literally across the street, and you'll have access to the GO train eastbound platform that'll take you towards Union Station. Grocery stores. There is a large retail unit at the bottom of the podium that's slated for a grocer, but until that grocer is committed and moved in, you have 3 options. There are 2 no-frills nearby that are a 12 and 17-minute walk away, and there's also a Metro that's a 22-minute walk away. I always use walking as my reference point because I personally don't have a car, so that's how I've been looking at things. If you do have a car, they're all less than a 10-minute drive away. Let's move on to the developer check. Vandyk Properties is new to Toronto and the GTA scene. While their website says that they have 40 years of development experience, most of that experience is primarily in the US, and obviously building in Sarasota, Florida is different than building in Toronto. There were no red flags that came up in terms of their financial health, but what I want to point out is that their experience in Ontario is limited. Their portfolio in Ontario consists mainly of single-family homes and townhouse complexes, as well as low to mid-rise buildings in Mississauga and Brampton. They have, or they are in the process of completing a 6-story condo just up the street, about 3 kilometers north. So, all this to say that Grand Central Mimico will be their first large-scale mixed-use development in Toronto, and we have to keep in mind the potential complexities of working with Metrolinx to improve and revitalize the station. I'm not insinuating that they won't be successful, but just want to highlight that it will be a learning curve for both parties and may end up impacting you as the investor. In terms of adjacent developments, there will be a few other towers west of the project site that will be even closer to the platform's station entrance. This is all part of a bigger picture plan to increase commercial and residential density in this area to optimize its proximity to the GO train station. which is actually the goal of all TOD projects. The surrounding area is mainly single-family homes and older mid-rise buildings. So part of what makes this development so exciting is that there's very little opportunity to develop beyond the regeneration triangles. There is, of course, the future development on Mr. Christie's old site, which is 2.5 kilometers to the east, but there seems to be some back and forth with the city, so that project might be a while from launching. Next, let's move on to my favorite thing, floor plans. Since there are 2 buildings, I've selected my top 2 picks for each building, so there's going to be a total of 4. We'll start with the North Tower, which is the mid-rise building with the brick facade, and then we'll move on to the Central Tower in the middle. In the North Tower, my top 2 picks are the Costello and the Morrissey. And in the Central Tower, my top 2 picks are the Burberry and the Naomi. The Costello is a 1-bedroom plus den, 564 square foot, north-facing unit that's going for $629,900. What I like about this unit is that the den is this nook off the living room with natural light. It's not closed off like what we usually see, but still somewhat separated from the living area. There's also a powder room for guests to use, and it's actually quite large. I also like that the laundry machine is away from the bedroom and the den, so that if you have a load going, the tumble and the low hum of the machine is faint. The bedroom and closet is also a practical size, and the bedroom has its own ensuite. Aside from the lack of counter space in the kitchen, there really isn't anything else to gripe about. The Morrissey is a 2-bedroom, 707 square foot, south-facing unit that's going for $739,900. I like the split bedroom layout of this unit and the fact that there are 2 full bathrooms so that each room can have its own. What I don't like about this unit is that there isn't a lot of closet space and that bedrooms are a tad on the smaller side since neither are 10 feet in length or width. Once you have the dressers out, it will be snug. If you are also interested in this unit, I would recommend declining the optional island here because it will restrict the number of people you can have for a meal. The island will provide additional storage, but you won't be able to fit a dining table. I think a better solution is to say no to the optional island so that you can have a dining table, and then install shelving or a pantry cabinet here for additional storage. In the Central Tower, my first pick is the Burberry, which is a 1-bedroom, 466 square foot, north-facing unit going for $536,900. It has a sizable balcony that can really extend the space during the warmer months. The bedroom is also a good size. The washer and dryer is not right next to the bedroom, so if you are a nighttime laundress like me, the hum of the machine should be faint. In this unit, I would recommend opting in to the optional island because it will provide additional storage and can also be where you or your tenant eats. In larger units, there's more space to have alternate storage solutions, but in this case, 466 square foot is not a lot of space, so the island will function on double duty. Overall, it's a really well laid out unit for its compact size. My second pick in the Central Tower is the Naomi, which is a 546 square foot, 1-bedroom plus den, south-facing unit going for $595,900. I really like this unit because there is a distinctive space for each activity. I rarely see kitchens that are separate and distinct like this in 1-bedroom plus den units. I also really like that there's a powder room for your guests to use. What I don't like about this unit is that there's not a lot of closet space, so any dressers you have to put out will eat into the bedroom real estate. There's also no balcony. For a south-facing unit, this seems like a shame. But why is this the case? There has to be a reason. Let's zoom out to look at the key plates. In the Central Tower, you'll notice all the units on the south and these ones on the west don't have balconies. Seems a shame, right? Ironically, it is because of the same reason that this project is desired, and that is proximity to the GO train. The platform is to the southwest-ish of the central building, and there are maximum sound thresholds for each of the living spaces. The The most stringent is in the bedroom, where noise from the trains or bells shall not exceed 35 decibels in sleeping quarters during 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. As a point of comparison, 35 decibels is somewhere between a quiet rural area and a library. For this reason, the developer likely had to upgrade the curtain wall system to ensure that the thresholds are not exceeded, and having operable doors for the balconies would put that at risk. I also want to draw your attention to parking, which is going for $40,000 during this launch. It is odd that the developer hasn't set restrictions on which unit can purchase parking, because they usually limit eligibility to purchase parking to larger units. If you can, buy one. This is especially valuable for smaller units in the long term. Same with the locker. Buy one if you can. Next, let's take a look at the projections for each of the units. Before we begin, just keep in mind that these prices are reflective of the lowest available units and don't include any floor premiums. According to the information available on Condos.ca, the average price per square foot in this area so far this year is $897. The blended average of the appreciation over the last 5 to 6 years is $75 per square foot per year. So, what do the numbers tell us? Let's take a look. The estimated occupancy is currently December of 2025. So, let's project out to 2026 and take a look at what the units could be valued at. In the North Building, the Costello unit works out to be $1,116 per square foot. In 2026, the price per square foot is projected to be $1,272, meaning that the unit would be valued at $717,408, leaving you with a potential gross profit of $87,508. The Morrissey works out to be $1,046 per square foot, and in 2026 would be valued at $899,304, resulting in a potential profit of $159,404. Let's move on to the Central Building. The Burberry works out to be $1,158 per square foot, and in 2026 would be valued at $592,752, resulting in a potential profit of $52,852. The Naomi works out to be $1,091 if you are purchasing now, and would be valued at $694,512 in 2026. The projected gross profit would be $98,612. Now, as you can see, the projected gross profits for the 4 units is all over the place. But this is still valuable information because it should help inform what kind of investment it should be if you're not living in the unit. Depending on your own personal threshold on minimum ROI, you can decide whether it's a long or short-term investment. So, after everything that we've analyzed, what is the verdict? Is Grand Central Mimico a buy or buy? For me, as a new real estate investor, Grand Central Mimico is a buy. Now, keep in mind that there is a lot of hype around this project, so it'll likely be difficult to get a unit during this initial launch. But there are other opportunities that are coming in the same area as we've discussed before. So if you have intent to purchase this initial round and you don't get a unit, don't despair because there's more coming. Will it be more expensive? 99% sure it will, but you can take the time between now and then to increase your funds in a different way. Before we part, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's participated in the comments with words of encouragement or suggestions for future videos and offering perspectives that may not be the same as mine, because this is what it's all about. It's about learning together. Thank you so much for tuning into research and for joining me on this episode of Buy or Buy. I hope you learned as much as I did, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. See you soon. Take care.